Welcome! You made it again to Vic's and Kat's English Listening Podcast. Are you ready to improve your English? You've got your stuff ready, your reading and your headphones. Let's go into the second book.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. "And what is the use of a book," thought Alice, "without pictures or conversations?" So she was considering in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing so very remarkable in that, nor did Alice think it so very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be late." When she thought it over afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered at this. But at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it, and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it, and, burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it, and fortunately was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly down, so suddenly that Alice had not a moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down a very deep well. Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, she tried to look down and make out what she was coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the sides of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hung upon pegs. She took down a jar from one of the shelves as she passed. It was labelled orange marmalade, but to her great disappointment it was empty. She did not like to drop the jar for fear of killing somebody underneath, so managed to put it into one of the cupboards as she fell past it. "Well," thought Alice to herself, "after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. How brave they'll all think me at home. Why, I wouldn't say anything about it, even if I fell off the top of the house, which was very likely true. Down, down, down. Would the fall never come to an end? I wonder how many miles I've fallen by this time, she said aloud. I must be getting somewhere near the centre of the earth. Let me see. That would be 4,000 miles down, I think. For you see, Alice had learned several things of this sort in her lessons in the schoolroom, and though this was not a very good opportunity for showing off her knowledge, as there was no one to listen to her, still it was good practice to say it over. Yes, that's about the right distance. But then I wonder, what latitude or longitude I've got to. Alice had no idea what latitude was or longitude either, but thought they were nice, grand words to say. Presently she began again. I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. How funny it'll seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downward. The antipathies, I think. She was rather glad there was no one listening this time, as it didn't sound at all the right word. But I shall have to ask them what the name of the country is, you know. Please, madam, is this New Zealand or Australia? And she tried to curtsy as she spoke. Fancy curtsying as you're falling through the air. Do you think you could manage it? And what an ignorant little girl she'll think me for asking. No, it'll never do to ask. Perhaps I shall see it written up somewhere. Down, down, down. There was nothing else to do, so Alice soon began talking again. Dinah'll miss me very much tonight, I should think. Dinah was the cat. I hope they'll remember her saucer of milk at tea time. Dinah, my dear, I wish you were down here with me. There are no mice in the air, I'm afraid, but you might catch a bat, and that's very like a mouse, you know. But do cats eat bats, I wonder? And here Alice began to get rather sleepy, and went on saying to herself in a dreamy sort of way, Do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And sometimes, do bats eat cats? For you see, as she couldn't answer either question, it didn't much matter which way she put it. She felt that she was dozing off, and had just begun to dream that she was walking hand in hand with Dinah, and saying to herself very earnestly, Now, Dinah, tell me the truth. Did you ever eat a bat? When suddenly, thump, thump, down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and the fall was over. Alice was not a bit hurt, and she jumped up onto her feet in a moment. She looked up, but it was all dark overhead. Before her was another long passage, and the White Rabbit was still in sight, hurrying down it. There was not a moment to be lost. Away went Alice like the wind, and was just in time to hear it say, as it turned a corner, "Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting!" She was close behind it when she turned the corner, but the rabbit was no longer to be seen. She found herself in a long, low hall, which was lit up by a row of lamps hanging from the roof. There were doors all round the hall, but they were all locked, and when Alice had been all the way down one side and up the other, trying every door, she walked sadly down the middle, wondering how she was ever to get out again. Suddenly she came upon a little three-legged table, all made of solid glass. There was nothing on it except a tiny golden key, and Alice's first thought was that it might belong to one of the doors of the hall. But alas! Either the locks were too large or the key was too small. But at any rate, it would not open any one of them. However, on the second time round, she came upon a low curtain she had not noticed before, and behind it was a little door about 15 inches high. She tried the little golden key in the lock, and to her great delight it fitted. Alice opened the door and found that it led into a small passage, not much larger than a rat hole. She knelt down and looked along the passage into the loveliest garden you ever saw. How she longed to get out of that dark hall and wander about among those beds of bright flowers and those cool fountains. But she could not even get her head through the doorway. "And even if my head would go through," thought poor Alice, "it would be of very little use without my shoulders. Oh, how I wish I could shut up like a telescope. I think I could, if I only knew how to begin." For you see, so many out-of-the-way things had happened lately that Alice had begun to think that very few things indeed were really impossible. There seemed to be no use in waiting by the little door, so she went back to the table, half hoping she might find another key on it, or at any rate a book of rules for shutting people up like telescopes. But this time she found a little bottle on it, "which certainly was not here before," said Alice, and round the neck of the bottle was a paper label with the words "Drink me" beautifully printed on it in large letters. It was all very well to say, "Drink me," but the wise little Alice was not going to do that in a hurry. "No, I'll look first," she said, "and see whether it's marked poison or not," for she had read several nice little histories about children who had got burnt and eaten up by wild beasts and other unpleasant things, all because they would not remember the simple rules their friends had taught them, such as that a red-hot poker will burn you if you hold it too long, and that if you cut your finger very deeply with a knife, it usually bleeds. And she had never forgotten that if you drink much from a bottle marked poison, it is almost certain to disagree with you sooner or later. However, this bottle was not marked poison, so Alice ventured to taste it, and finding it very nice, it had, in fact, a sort of mixed flavour of cherry tart, custard, pineapple, roast turkey, toffee, and hot buttered toast. She very soon finished it off. "What a curious feeling," said Alice. "I must be shutting up like a telescope." And so it was indeed. She was now only 10 inches high, and her face brightened up at the thought that she was now the right size for going through the little door into that lovely garden. First, however, she waited for a few minutes to see if she was going to shrink any further. She felt a little nervous about this. "For it might end, you know," said Alice to herself, "in my going out altogether like a candle. I wonder what I should be like then." And she tried to fancy what the flame of a candle is like after the candle is blown out, for she could not remember ever having seen such a thing. After a while, finding that nothing more happened, she decided on going into the garden at once. But alas for poor Alice! When she got to the door, she found she had forgotten the little golden key, and when she went back to the table for it, she found she could not possibly reach it. She could see it quite plainly through the glass, and she tried her best to climb up one of the legs of the table. But it was too slippery, and when she had tired herself out with trying, the poor little thing sat down and cried. "Come, there's no use in crying like that," said Alice to herself rather sharply. "I advise you to leave off this minute." She generally gave herself very good advice, though she very seldom followed it, and sometimes she scolded herself so severely as to bring tears to her eyes. And once she remembered trying to box her own ears for having cheated herself in a game of croquet she was playing against herself. For this curious child was very fond of pretending to be two people. But it's no use now, thought poor Alice, to pretend to be two people. Why, there's hardly enough of me left to make one respectable person. Soon her eye fell on a little glass box that was lying under the table. She opened it and found in it a very small cake, on which the words "Eat me" were beautifully marked in currants. "Well, I'll eat it," said Alice, "and if it makes me grow larger, I can reach the key, and if it makes me grow smaller, I can creep under the door. So either way, I'll get into the garden, and I don't care which happens." She ate a little bit and said anxiously to herself, "Which way? Which way?" holding her hand on the top of her head to feel which way it was growing, and she was quite surprised to find that she remained the same size. To be sure, this generally happens when one eats cake, but Alice had got so much into the way of expecting nothing but out-of-the-way things to happen that it seemed quite dull and stupid for life to go on in the common way. So she set to work and very soon finished off the cake.
Hello, back in the studio again. I hope you liked the reading. Did you find it too long or too hard? Remember to use the comments box below, or you can also go to the website, which is in the description of the episode, and there you can get in touch with us, or you can also use the PDF, which is printable, and there you can underline the words you don't understand and go to the dictionary, find out the meaning, and then listen again to make sure that you're improving your English. Remember to go to the very end of the episode, because at the end of the episode is where you get the clues to the following one. So, listen to the very end. Ah, I think Kat's here. I'll go and get her. Hold on. Oh, hello, Kat.
Hi there. What a great book.
Did you like it?
I love it.
The Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, what a great book. I love that thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's go for a chat.
Let's go for a chat. Say the magical words as usual.
All right. Beam us up, Scotty.
Now look at that bench. There. Shall we
What
sit there?
There.
Yeah, that's it. I think it's the River Isis near Folly Bridge in
Oxford?
In Oxford.
Oh, that's exactly where the story was thought up.
Really?
Yeah.
Aha. So, give us more information on the story, as usual.
Right, so once again, you wouldn't believe, but this book was written more than 100 years ago.
More than 100 years ago, like last time, but
further back in time. So
wow.
Go back.
Yeah.
In 1865.
65 this time.
It just seems so familiar, doesn't it?
The book does, because it's carried on down the generations. I think it's a really well-known book.
Yeah. So originally it was first published by Macmillan.
Macmillan, yeah, the publishers.
Do you know those publishers? I do. I always used to go to Madrid and they tried to sell me their books on teaching English.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And
so the book itself was financed by the person who wrote it.
So it was financed by Lewis Carroll, who was the writer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But let's just say yes and no.
Oh,
Actually, because his real name, get ready.
okay.
His real name was Charles Lutwidge Dodgson.
Charles Lutwidge Dodgson.
Say that with a mouthful of marbles. A mouthful of marbles.
Charles Lutwidge Dodgson. Yeah, okay.
All right, so Lewis Carroll was actually a very well thought up pen name.
A pen name?
Yes.
Okay, so for the listeners, what is a pen name? I know what a pen name is.
Well, so a pen name, it's a name that the writer will think up, and it's a way of protecting your own identity.
Okay.
So Lewis was actually a type of anagram.
An anagram?
Of his name in Latin.
Wow.
So he learnt Latin at the school where he later taught mathematics.
So he's very versed.
Well,
in...
Yes, so this school was called Christ Church, Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very famous.
It is.
Very famous
I think
school.
it is, yes.
So I'm not going to go into detail, but
okay.
It is basically his name backwards and translated from Latin.
Oh, very interesting indeed. We all know Lewis Carroll, but we don't know anything about Charles, whatever it was. Charles Ludwig Dodgson. Anyway, tell us a bit more about...
Dodging.
We'll just call him Lewis Carroll.
Yeah, Lewis Carroll. So, Lewis had been writing from a very early age. So he came from a family that was very, I would call it intellectual. His father was also a deacon at Christ Church in Oxford.
Okay.
And they had a family magazine.
A family magazine.
And they called it Mishmash.
Mishmash, which is a bit...
Yeah, it's like mixing different things in there.
Mishmash. Mishmash, yeah.
So he wrote poems and stories. Yeah, and also, apart from this magazine, he wrote for different national magazines.
Too.
As well as the one that belonged to his family.
Okay.
And then, following his father's footsteps, he later became a deacon.
Okay.
Also at Christ Church.
Okay.
He didn't want to be, though.
Oh.
No. He was reluctant.
Why so?
Well, I don't think he felt confident enough. He actually had a stammer.
He had a stammer?
Yep, he had a stammer. So
do people know what a stammer is?
Okay, so
a stammer is
exactly. So let's take his surname, Dodgson. Yeah. So some people say that he represented himself as the dodo in the story. Because saying his surname, he would stutter. He'd go Dodgson.
Dodgson. Oh, okay.
So, so he followed the holy orders.
Yes.
But he was more well known there as a mathematical genius.
A genius.
But unfortunately, guess what?
What?
He was a little lazy.
At
studying.
Lazy. That is a flaw.
Yes, it's a problem, especially if you're intelligent. Common. But it is common, isn't it? People who are very intelligent.
Oh yes, they grasp the idea. They understand it all in a
jiffy. Yeah.
But then sort of just lay back.
Yeah, exactly. So apart from the writing, he continued working at Christ College until very late in life, and his last job was a sub-librarian.
Sub-librarian, which is lower than the librarian, obviously.
So it's like, yes.
Yeah.
He probably stacked the
bookshelves. Okay.
But his most famous book, so we've got Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, famous all over the world.
Yes, and we also know that he did a sequel to that, which was called Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yes, which I didn't particularly get into that book.
No, in fact, unfortunately his father died just as he was writing that book. So he entered quite a depression at that point in his life, and when he wrote that book, he wasn't feeling so good. I think. Yeah. And there's also a poem book called The Hunting of the Snark.
The Hunting of the Snark. I've never read it, I don't think. I don't know if you have.
No, I haven't. Well, I may have done, because nowadays, you know, they often put all of his works together in one book. I may have read it, but I don't. It's not something that I said, oh wow.
Yeah, the Snark. I think I can vaguely remember something about Snark, but I wouldn't relate it to Lewis Carroll.
No.
Okay. So while he was writing all of these in the magazines and all of this, what was happening in the world? What was going on?
Right. So for me, the most important thing is that the American Civil War started that same year, that it was published.
Okay. So there was a war, as always.
As always. There you go. Another war.
Surprise.
Another war. And then there was the success of the first pasteurization test in France. With Louis Pasteur.
Yeah, that's right, Louis Pasteur.
Louis Pasteur.
Okay.
Back to England, we have a famous bridge.
There are several.
Yes, but this one was the second one that was built in London.
Okay.
Over the Westminster area. So the Westminster Bridge was again completed the second time.
The second time, yes, because the first time it was falling down.
It was falling down. Do you know
falling?
The song?
I do.
Go on then.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Yeah, we've got that stuck in our heads. It's a nursery rhyme.
It's a nursery rhyme.
We've been hearing it, haven't we? All
over, yeah, all over childhood, yes. And do you think any of these things, the war, the Winster Bridge, can't speak. Westminster Bridge, inspired his stories?
Do you want to do that again? Let's do that again. Go on. Stop it.
Okay.
Or do we stop it or?
No, just carry on.
Okay.
So, do you think that any of these incidents, the war, etc., inspired Lewis when he wrote the story?
Well, shall I be completely honest?
Please do be honest, Kat.
I firmly believe he was firmly that he was living in his own world. And
in a bubble.
Totally.
Okay.
He'd made himself a little life, at Christ Church. He had his friends. One of them was called the Liddell family.
The Liddell family.
Not to be confused with the shop.
Okay, Liddl.
No, that's the shop.
That's the shop.
But Liddell in this case is Liddell.
So nothing to do with them.
You can't buy chocolate at their house.
You can't. Well, you could buy lots of things in Lidl apart from chocolate.
Well, that's what I go for. It's very good, their chocolate. Okay, so in the Liddell family, there were 3 girls and a boy.
Okay.
And one of these girls was called Alice.
And that's
And so she convinced Lewis to write up one of the stories he'd made up as they'd gone on a boat trip.
On a boat trip on the River Isis.
Exactly. And he actually made a poem about it called The Golden Afternoon.
Oh, that sounds very nice.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And look, there's a picture there of the river with boats.
Yes, rowing boats, very popular in Oxford. And in Cambridge.
And in Cambridge, because they have the races,
yes, between the two.
Between the 2 universities, isn't it? Really?
That's right. That's right.
Anyway, so going back to the story, who is Alice?
So Alice, as you know, when something becomes popular, there are so many disputes about who the protagonist is, how the author was influenced. Yeah, and imagine, since this book has been in public domain since 1907.
1907.
They've had plenty of time.
Well, they've had over nearly 120 years, yes.
And apart from that, there have been many different versions. Many different versions of this story. The first was a theatre piece that Lewis Carroll actually saw in London.
He went himself?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. So he was able to see
He
that.
went to see it on the stage.
And I don't know about you, but for me, I mean, it's the amazingly popular Walt Disney take on the book.
Yes,
that cartoon.
They did. The cartoon was very nice, yes.
Which was Alice in Wonderland, wasn't it?
By Walt Disney.
That's right. And there are even more recent films, actually.
Are there?
Still going. Yes, there was one made by Tim Burton in 2010.
Oh,
yeah,
I
with
didn't
Johnny
know that.
Depp as the Mad Hatter.
Oh, I think that rings a bell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
he was
yes.
very good at it. Very good.
Well, he's a good actor. I particularly like.
Yes, and obviously with CGI and things like that, the effects are even more special.
Yeah.
Yes. So we've even got a video game.
A video game.
Yes.
Wow.
But that's based on the rather manic side of the world Carroll created.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it is called Alice, and she still has the striped stockings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
when the first publication came out, it was a great success. And Lewis began to meet other creative people. So he sort of came out of his bubble of Christchurch, Oxford.
Okay.
So
out of his comfort zone.
Maybe a little. Maybe a little. But so you asked me who is Alice.
Yeah, who is Alice?
For Lewis Carroll, what I understand from all of this research, that's been made in over the years leading up to now, Alice was a name he loved, but he doesn't necessarily mean to represent Alice Liddell in his story.
Okay.
At that time, there were popular poems with the name Alice as well. So
it's just like
an inspiring name for him.
Okay, fine. But in the book, how did this particular Alice become so real? The way she expresses herself in the book.
Yes. So they were having their rowing boat trip.
This is the little family with.
So the little girls with Lewis Carroll and a friend of his.
Okay.
They were there on July the 4th. And they began their trip, and Lewis began inventing the story. And then by Alice was asked to write the manuscript, which was finished actually 2 years later.
2 years for the book, for him to hand over, to the 7-year-old girl, which is now 9.
Yeah, and you know how quickly time goes in child years.
Yeah. She might have actually thrown it over her shoulder or something.
I don't want
that anymore.
Yeah. Well, so the first manuscript, they've actually got it in a museum in London.
Oh.
And it's his own illustrations. He did his own illustrations for Alice Liddell, the manuscript.
Oh, I thought I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
wow.
this was.
So she didn't throw it over her shoulder.
Well, I don't know. We don't know about that.
We don't know that.
But we do know that it's been
recovered.
Recovered and treasured now.
Okay.
For us.
Yes.
So this crazy story, he tried and tested it many times.
Yeah.
With other children who were part of his friends of the family.
Okay.
And so he saw that the kids got very enthusiastic about it.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's what gave him the confidence to say, right, I need to publish this.
And he self-published it.
He certainly did. As I said, he financed it himself. Macmillan was starting up as publishers, but they were just the representatives.
Yeah.
But I think he was like, as a self-publisher, he had a lot more control over.
Yeah, but he wasn't, so it was like his first step.
Yes, it was. It's first step in the writing world.
Writing world, as it were.
As a professional author.
Now, shall we go to the usual section on special words or phrases that have come up in the book?
Yes, something that maybe the students would like to highlight.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to start talking about the characters first that are mentioned, because I think they're very important. We've got, first of all, the elder sister.
Yes.
Yeah, and she seems calm and mature.
Yes.
And then, of course, there's Alice with her flights of fancy.
Zooming away everywhere. Yes, it's true, because see, she is sometimes half asleep, but at the same time, she's so active.
True.
I mean, she's sort of dozing off and running off again.
I know. Let's not forget about the White Rabbit.
Oh, well, the White Rabbit, yes.
Yeah, this rather unusual creature who happens to be wearing a waistcoat. And has a watch. And strangers still can talk.
That's right. White rabbit, white rabbit, white rabbit. Do you say that?
When?
I say it on the first day of the month, I think.
Do you?
The first thing is as soon as you get out of your bed, you have to say it.
Oh, I see. I have a different thing that I say with my family. I go, pinch, punch, first day of the month, and then I say, no returns.
Oh, okay.
So they can't get me back.
Okay. But you don't say white rabbits ever?
So I say white rabbit when it's a leap year.
Oh, okay.
When we have February the 29th, for me, that's a symbol of good luck then. And I say white rabbit, white rabbit, white rabbit.
Well, it's definitely got something to do with good luck.
Yes.
I don't know why. Have you come across people who have like a rabbit's foot or a rabb's tail on the key ring?
Yes, I have actually. It's really white.
Yes, it's a bit strange that, but they are supposed to bring good luck, I think.
I agree. I think they are. So, did you know that Lewis Carroll became so famous with his book at the time that Queen Victoria was a fan of his? Wow.
Well, Queen Victoria, she reigned for a long time, didn't she?
What, are you saying she was able to read a lot of books?
Well, interesting books by a lot of people during all of the years she lived, yes.
All of the years, yes. So, but he actually became international. His book became international and he received a lot of fan mail from admirers around the world.
So it was translated, maybe?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And did he, at that time, was he a healthy person? This is the beginning of the 1900s, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So no, not really.
No.
Not really. He was quite a sickly child. And he actually developed migraines later on in life. He may even have had some sort of epilepsy.
Epilepsy?
Yes.
That's rather serious.
Well, there's a type of migraine which can be with aura.
Aura?
Yes. So,
I've never heard of this.
I know. So it actually affects a part of your body. So the part of your brain that's inflamed, yes, can affect the part of your body that it's related to. So in Carroll's case, he had a lot of things going on in his brain, which may have caused him the migraines. And some people have sort of ventured to say that maybe he had micropsia or macropsia. So this is the type of illness that makes things appear bigger or smaller than they actually are.
Oh, so maybe if he had this affection,
he was able to imagine Alice growing and shrinking like a telescope.
Well, I mean, it's just a theory.
Okay,
We're talking
yes,
about the early
okay.
1900s.
Yeah.
But we do know that he did have a type of epileptic seizure.
Okay, that's been written down.
Yes, he documented it in one of his diaries. So it could be possible. It could be possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other authors that think that instead of this, he had a temporal lobe epilepsy, which means that instead of this person losing consciousness while they're having a fit, they're seeing things in altered reality. So their reality is altered.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe that's how it helped him see the way Alice did in the story.
Yeah, it seems to have been very strange, the way, very crazy, the things he thought up.
Well, and compared to other stories for children at that time.
At that time, I mean, and to be diagnosed something like that in the those days would have been quite hard.
Well, I think in the 1800s, more than diagnosis, there was a lot of intelligent guessing going on.
Yes, probably.
Well, there was still, at that time, they were taking people out of the graveyard and chopping them up to bits to find out things about.
Yeah, well, some gruesome things going on there.
So I don't think there was an MRI scan
to
see what was going on in that person's brain.
No, there were gruesome other things we don't want to go into. Right, and shall we go into some of the vocabulary which might be difficult for our listeners again?
Yes, because taking into an account that this is a book from the 1860s.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of words that are old-fashioned.
Yes.
Outdated, and that we wouldn't use in our day-to-day life. True.
Carry on. I mean, maybe we can start with one of the first words, to peep. What is to peep?
Yes, that's right. She was peeping into her sister's book, wasn't she? So for me, it's quite a cheeky way of looking at something. When I hear it, I can see a pair of eyes coming out over the top of anything that's being described.
Okay.
Actually, when I was learning to drive in England,
yes,
I had a driving instructor who gave me like an instruction, and he would say, cat, peep, and creep.
Peep and creep. Yeah. Peep and creep.
Yes.
And what was he referring to there? Creep.
Peep and creep. So it means, you're coming up to a road.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're getting to a junction. So what you'd have to do in short bursts of the accelerator, sort of creep and then peep either way, and then creep and then peep.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think the fact that it rhymed, I've never heard anything like it.
No, I've never heard that expression.
No, and I've never forgotten it.
I can imagine. I don't envy you learning how to drive on the other side of the road either. That must have been quite a challenge. Well, it's a challenge for me when I go to England or the UK or wherever to get on driving around the roundabouts.
Yes.
In the right direction.
Yes, because you don't look that way. You have to look that way.
Exactly. Everything's a bit complicated. I usually have a quick class beforehand. Anyway, another thing, what happened to Alice, she was thinking about making something but was too sleepy.
Right, so you're talking about the daisy chain.
Yes, the daisy chain.
Right.
Okay. Now, that is a type of flower, isn't it?
It is. I used to make a lot of them, actually, when I was a little girl.
And you used to make a chain?
Yes, so you take the stalk of the daisy, and then you'd puncture a little hole in the stem.
In the stem.
And then you'd take the head of the daisy and you'd thread it through, like
of
that.
The following of the next daisy.
Into the next, of the hole you've made, you put the hole in. You put the head through the hole you'd made in the stem. Yeah. Normally at the end of the stem.
Oh, I see. Well, you didn't do it the same way as I used.
No, see, I had my technique.
Yours sounds better.
Oh, well, what can I say?
Mine were quite flimsy.
Yes. Oh, well, mine weren't. I made sure the hole wasn't too big.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, but that was all sort of flower power.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about the 70s. Peace and love.
Peace and
babe.
love. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Getting back to the story. The waistcoat.
Right.
Do we know what a waistcoat is?
So I think if anybody's familiar with the Walt Disney adaptation, yeah, we can actually see him with this little jacket with no sleeves.
Yes.
With no sleeves. And he was even wearing spectacles in that film. Do you
Yes,
remember?
spectacles, glasses.
I loved it.
Spectacles.
Yeah, like little round ones.
Yes.
That would pop on his nose, that would perch on his nose.
On the very end.
Yeah.
On the tip.
Do you remember seeing that film when you were smaller?
Only vaguely. I never saw it with my children.
Oh.
So I do recall it, but only a bit fuzzy, let's say.
Okay. Well, I had the book and everything.
Oh, I
was
read
a
the
big
book.
fan.
I read
Big
the
fan of the
book several times.
Oh.
Okay. Next one, the list: rabbit hole and underneath the hedge. What's the difference between under and underneath?
Great.
Two different things.
So we all know under.
Yes.
Yeah. On. In. Under.
Mm-hmm.
That's my teacher expertise coming on there.
Good.
Yeah. So when we learn prepositions in the beginning of our learning journey, that's how we learn them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the difference is that if it's underneath, it's directly under. Yeah, and also it's usually hidden by something else. In this case,
Have something
it
on
was the
top.
hedge. Yeah.
They would have something on top of it or something like that. It would be a tiny tree or brambles or a hedge or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. So when you were reading, Vic, did you notice any mistakes with places?
While she was in the rabbit hole.
So she's talking about going down through the rabbit hole to the other side of the earth.
That's right. And she says, and it's written, antipathies, or antipas whatever. Because this is not a country, is it?
No. But hey, you can't blame the poor girl. She's falling down a hole.
Okay.
So I think we can forgive her the slip up.
Okay.
She actually means the Antipodes.
Antipodes.
Which are islands also near Australia and New Zealand.
And there are another two expressions that I also found tricky. They're not tricky, but they were outdated. Presently and alas. They come up quite a few times in the book. They do.
So again, I don't think in normal speech we would use that as much, would we?
Not nowadays.
Presently at the beginning of a sentence, it sounds funny. It sounds too formal.
True. Yeah, that's right.
But in a nowadays speech, it means currently or right now.
Right now.
And alas. Yeah,
alas.
It sounds so formal to my ears. It's a very dramatic way of saying, what a pity.
What a shame. What a shame. Alas. It sounds theatrical.
It does.
It's a theatrical word.
Yes.
And yes, currently or today, now. Exactly. Anyway, so it's looking into more vocabulary. Downward, is that opposite to forward?
Well, so
when she talks about the direction of her fall.
Yes, that's it. So we're taking that in context, aren't we?
Yes,
you can sort of understand it from the context. Because her direction, she's going downward. Yeah, but you can also go upward.
Yeah, that's right.
So the opposite of downward would be upward rather than forward.
Yes, because
forward, backward.
Backward, that's right. And there was a little bit of fuss about another word, which is quite unusual word because nobody uses it really. Curtsying.
Right.
Curtsying.
Okay.
It's a word which you don't usually use.
Well, let's
don't.
face it, it's not easy to say, and
No.
it's not easy to do.
To do is very hard, in fact, I think.
In fact, if you want to do it properly,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think you'd have to practice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And when would you curtsy?
So it's a very formal gesture.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if you meet a queen
Exactly.
or a king,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're supposed to do this action as a woman. Yeah,
Okay.
men will bow.
Yes.
Yeah, but women curtsy. So
And that's like a little sit-down thing.
Well, no, you're not sitting down. It's so
forward.
your legs are crossed over like this.
That's right.
So imagine a ballerina at the end of the show. She will curtsy to the public.
Okay.
It's a way of showing respect to their audience.
Okay.
So the lower you go, the more respect you have.
Wow. And to do this, we are all supposed to be in a tutu.
Well, I think that's only for special occasions, Kat, if you want to wear it.
Well, a tutu is one of those frizzy waist things which ballerinas have. Do you know what they are? I hope so.
I think I prefer the word frilly.
Frilly, yes. Well,
Frilly with netting that sort of go like this.
yeah, but sometimes they're quite rigid.
Yes, but frilly doesn't mean
Okay, well. Okay.
a rigid frilly.
Anyway, nobody wears them anymore.
Yes, they do.
Except for the ballerinas.
Ballerinas do, of course.
Okay.
Love a ballerina.
Okay. So, we'll carry on. Forget the ballerinas and the curtsying.
Oh, I like thinking about ballerinas.
Okay, well, we'll try and get a photo or something.
Okay.
Anyway, when she is dozing off, that's got something to do with sleep.
Right again.
Mm-hmm.
Right again, Vic. So, once again, we're able to deduce the meaning of the word from the context.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, imagine dozing off is that moment where your eyes are closed, and all of a sudden the head goes nod. Yeah. If your head nods, then you're dozing off.
That's true. Yep.
Do you think Do you think they understand the half hoping, which Alice is also doing on her arrival to Wonderland?
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Half hoping. Maybe you can elaborate and about knelt down, a red hot poker. Poker is an old word.
Well,
maybe
not
we can.
necessarily old, but I just don't think people know what one of those is.
Probably not.
Yeah, and they're all very different. All the things you've asked me to describe are very different.
Yeah, maybe
you
we
wouldn't
can.
normally see them together.
Okay, true.
No.
Well,
But,
we'll break them down.
Let's break them down. So, Alice, in her half hoping, she's not hoping too much.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably half hoping so that she doesn't get disappointed.
Okay.
She doesn't want to disappoint herself.
Okay, so she's only halfway there.
Yes, and then going to the red hot pokers.
Yes.
They're her friends who have warned her about these. Yeah, and a poker is something we literally use to poke
a fire
things in and out of a fireplace,
or to move the logs.
Yes, by poking. Poke.
That's right.
All right, to kneel down.
Yes.
We love to do this. To kneel down is the verb of what you do with your knees as they bend.
Yes.
Yeah, and land on the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, down, obviously, the direction your knees are going in. How fast can you get up when you kneel down? How long does it take you to get back up?
Now, don't ask me that. Don't ask me that.
All right, I won't ask.
So, lastly, Alice seems not only to talk to her, she seems to talk a lot to herself.
She does.
But she's also not very nice to herself.
So, I think you're talking there about when she scolded herself.
What's to scold? Yes.
So, scold is water that's very, very hot.
Mm-hmm.
And you if you get it on your skin, you can scald yourself. So you're like being burnt. So when we're talking about speech, she spoke to herself in that way. And so it's rather sharp. Yeah. Whoa. And then there was the boxing of the ears.
The boxing of the ears. It sounds terrible, that, doesn't it? And so maybe people think that would be putting a box on children's ears.
What, like that?
Or a box on the ears. Or something like the blinkers which they put on horses' eyes. You know, the things so that when they hear noises, they don't get scared.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah, I know what blinkers are. Yeah.
You know what blinkers are.
Yeah. Well, no. It's neither boxes on ears or blinkers on eyes. It's a violent action that adults and even teachers used to do to children.
Corporal punishment.
As punishment, yeah.
Corporal punishment. Did you know that corporal punishment was only officially banned in, I think, England in 1986?
No way.
True.
That's crazy.
I looked it up.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Well, I mean, and we all know that in those days, you know, rulers were used.
Rulers were on your hands.
If you had anything on your nails and they were dirty, ruler.
Yep,
on
ruler.
your hands.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well.
And many other things.
And many, and
ear pulling,
spanking,
pushing. Yes. Well, anyway, so back to ear boxing. So it's literally two hands that come on the ears and hit them very hard. Yes. Ouch.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
And this, during the Victorian period, this was quite...
So I think that was, apart from that being physically painful, some of the words were very sharp, and that must have been psychologically painful for the receiving.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, like the scolding.
Okay, scolding, yes.
Yeah, anybody who did something that wasn't good.
Okay. Okay. I think the people have now got a good idea of what all this classic book is about. And if you want to know how it ends, I suggest you download it or you go to a bookshop and buy it, because it is a very interesting book, and it still is after 100 and nearly 20 years. So I think it's time we should go back to the studio now.
Okay then.
So say the words.
Beam us up, Scotty.
Okay, now that we're back, maybe we can give you some clues about our next episode.
Well, I can tell you about a very powerful flower. It's related to a poppy.
All right. That's quite a mysterious clue, isn't it?
It is. And you'll find out on the 1st of September.
Thank you, Kat. Okay, viewers, I hope you enjoyed this, our second episode, and we look forward to hearing your feedback. Don't forget to subscribe and to like, and next month we'll have a tantalizing text with me, Vic, and my friend
Kat.
And don't forget to read the book. Until then, ta-ra!
Bye from me. See you later, alligator.
In a wild crocodile.